So I thought this wallpaper would be really suitable for today's video. A Phoenix. Well, Firefox used to be called Phoenix Web Browser. Yes, DNS over HTTPS is not going to come to the UK because of concerns about the movie industry. Oh, no, wait, sorry, I got it completely wrong. Oh, how stupid of me. Because of concerns for the children, of course. Got to think of the children. Anyway, let's read more about this. So Firefox, no plans to make the encrypted browser tool its default. Critics say DOH privacy technology could enable easier spread of those very awful images. And the irony, they show Facebook there and a browser that's not even Firefox. No, whatever. I'm definitely going to come back to that thing about Facebook. So DNS over HTTPS would be great for the home user who is concerned about privacy, because it would mean you cannot snoop on DNS requests, domain name service which resolves internet addresses to IP addresses which your computer and mobile phones can understand. So yes, we memorize names and words very well, but computers don't work that way. They need numbers, binary numbers. So yes, DNS is unencrypted, HTTPS is encrypted. And by default, the DNS is supplied by your internet service provider, who may have to implement certain filtering mechanisms, and this is what the government is concerned about. The maker of Firefox web browser has told the government it has no plans to turn the controversial web privacy tool on by default in the UK. Oh, yeah, we've got to make it sort of sound really bad to start with, not that it is actually a positive, really, that it does enable encryption of clear text lookups. And to be honest, I think it does run slightly faster than DNS. But yeah, make it sound really bad, The Guardian. Despite launching it in the US later in September, it's already around now. You can enable it in your own browser. So Mozilla announced it will make the tool called DNS over HTTPS or DOL or DOH the default for all users in the US. I don't know why they're so focused on the US. It's a worldwide thing. So the decision has prompted concern from the UK since technology breaks many of the centralised filtering and blocking systems in place to prevent easy access to abuse images. What else do we call this without triggering things in YouTube? Easy way of downloading something you haven't paid for and other material. So as well as optional parental controls. What they're talking about is the Clean Feed content blocking system. Clean Feed is a name given to privately administered ISP-level content filtering systems operating in the United Kingdom and Canada, as well as undergoing tests in Australia for future mandatory implementation. These government-mandated programs originally attempted to block access to abuse content located outside the nation hosting the filtering system. And it's something that's been implemented by the top 5 internet service providers in the UK. The list of ISPs includes BT, EE, Sky, TalkTalk and Virgin Media. Now what you'll notice is that very few of these sites here have anything to do with abuse images and have more to do with downloading of content you haven't paid for. So a lot of the early requests came from the British phonographics industry, BPI. So these date back as far as 2012 and affecting that site. Yeah, it's so difficult to do videos when you can't even just say the word that is on the screen. I feel so awkward doing it this way, but I know exactly what will happen, that YouTube's overly sensitive content filtering system is awful. It really is awful to work with. It also affects videos, the motion picture, what are they called? Here we are, Motion Picture Association. That's requested various blocks as well as blocks for counterfeit goods. So yeah, you can get the idea that it's not really used much for its original purpose. So it really is such a sneaky thing, this. You get the internet service providers to implement a system where people will think is a really good idea. You want to protect children. So yes, everyone can get behind that. Then later on, the content filtering just gets abused for companies' personal gain because people aren't buying their products because it's easier to acquire them via other means. But yeah, the ISP's already done the hard work of implementing the blocking system, so yeah, it's really easy to add another site to the list. And for what? A lot of the abuse images get shared through Facebook, and funny enough, I don't see Facebook on that list of sites being blocked. Yeah, but to be honest, it probably would do the world a favour to actually have that site blocked. Hey, that's just my personal opinion about it. Yeah, going back to the article, in a letter sent to Nicky Morgan, the Culture Secretary, seen by The Guardian, Mozilla's Vice President of Global Policy, Trust and Security, Alan Davidson, said the non-profit organisation has no plans to turn on a DOH feature by default in the United Kingdom, and will not do so without further engagement with public and private stakeholders. The concern is DOH servers being used will not implement any of the blocking on the clean feed system. To be honest, I'm just disgusted by all of this. Mozilla's just bent over and given up already. For what? Anyone actually wanting to do this stuff knows how to get around it. Yeah, just use Facebook, which isn't blocked. Oh, sorry, just use other means that are easily known about. You can see the concern is just aimed at protecting the children. Yeah, that's the whole reason this clean feed system was implemented in the first place, and then how it's abused later on. Well, to be honest, personally, I don't really have much of an interest in turning it on because I want to control my own DNS service in my household. To be honest, it's not like this blocking was really affecting me because I'm with an internet service provider who has not implemented any kind of clean feed content blocking system. Yeah, it's one of the smaller providers, and yeah, they don't have to do that. It's only the big 5 ISPs that have had to implement it. So that's the news that Firefox will not be enabling DOH for the UK. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all later.